Hey, beautiful souls, and welcome back to another session of the Sanctuary. Because this is our space for reflection, growth, and connection. I'm your girl and guide, Mariah Miles, licensed therapist, ordained minister, and overall creative. Can you believe it? We are already halfway through the year. Just like that. I can't. And so this month's theme is presence. Today we'll focus on the significant influence of being present in our daily lives and how it enhances our emotional well-being. And of course, we continue to follow along with the prompts from my journal, Busy Minds, Peaceful Hearts. So sit back, relax. It's time to tune in. As we enter June, and with that, the theme of presence, it's really a time to engage with the here and now. And this month kind of serves as a reminder, not only a reminder, but to cultivate awareness of our thoughts, our feelings, and our surroundings. But also, it allows us to experience life more fully. By practicing presence, we can appreciate each moment. I feel like a broken record because I keep saying it, but it's so important because it enhances our overall emotional well-being. And that's what I teach my clients, right? I'm reminding them how to live well, how to be well. And we're also fostering more meaningful connections with ourselves and with others. And that's kind of like weaving together last month's theme of connection with this month's theme of presence, because they're so important. And we've been kind of building from our foundation back in January to continue to live fuller and richer, more meaningful lives. And we're going to discover how slowing down can really transform our everyday experiences and allow us to connect not only with ourselves, but with the richness, like I said, how each moment has to offer. And so you might want to take out your journal because, at the start of the month, we kind of go over our quotes and our affirmation, and this is a great time for you to set your intention for the month. And so you can pause and grab that if that feels right to you. If not, just be here. Be present. So I invite you to just sit with this month's quote. It's from Maya Angelou. And she says, "Nothing can dim the light that shines from within. Nothing can dim the light that shines from within." Really hear that. June's affirmation is, "I fully engage with the present moment, appreciating the richness of life as it unfolds." I invite you to say it with me now. Give it power. Speak it into existence. I fully engage with the present moment, appreciating the richness of life as it unfolds. Let's breathe together. Inhaling, exhaling. Part of what inspires today's chat are some of my reflections from my day in church, where the minister spoke about the sacredness of our lives and how each of us is a mystic in our own right? And sometimes that word can be a little off-putting to people, but try not to get hung up on the word necessarily and try to see if you can receive the message. He reminded us that everywhere we place our feet is sacred ground, emphasizing that our past does not dictate where we can go. And so the idea of wherever I put my feet is sacred ground really has to do with the idea that we travel outside of ourselves to places that we expect to have a more than life experience. Do you know what I mean? Something that we feel like we can't get from our everyday. And so that really resonates. And Mirabai Starr, who is an international author and professor that taught philosophy and world religion at the University of New Mexico, really beautifully articulates that our lives are indeed sacred ground, because it encourages us to honor every moment, whether it's joyful or challenging, because each experience contributes to the growth, our growth, and our understanding. And so the Reverend today also posed this thought-provoking question. It came with a whole cute story, but I'm just taking reflections, not the cuteness of the stories, but the question that really made me go, oh, is, can you tell me where God is? Right? Because it makes me pause, and it gives me the feels, and makes me reflect on our innate sense of knowing. Because that's where I feel God. A connection to something greater. And as we grow, we sometimes forget that essence that's in us. But recognizing it again, it can transform our approach to life. Because my belief is that we come in knowing, and then we start living our life, and then we do forget a little bit. Ooh, I'm having like a vivid image of Peter Pan, where the Lost Boys say what they say. If you've never seen it, go watch it. But for some reason that came up to me right now. But something about this idea does bring me to humanistic psychology, right? This, can you tell me where God is? Because in humanistic psychology, we often talk about the concept of self-actualization and the search for meaning. And I feel like that goes, with philosophy and mysticism and spirituality and lots of different religions. This question invites us to explore where we find our own sense of divinity, our own sense of purpose. And we've been talking about what it means to have a purpose. Because we are all worthy of this life, right? And sometimes we just need that reminder how divinity lies within. It motivates us. It motivates our why. And the pursuit of self-awareness and even self-acceptance aligns with the idea that we are all capable of experiencing something special, something that moves us, something that reminds us that we are purposeful, that we are meant to be here. I can't tell you how many people I sit with who feel so alone in life. At dinner the other night with some of my girlfriends, celebrating me, of course. That didn't come out right, but what I meant is we were gathered together to celebrate me. But within that conversation, I mentioned I became a therapist because I really wanted to understand others, how they think, how they live. And I come to realize that we all have a lot of the same feelings. And sometimes we feel like we're alone in this. But in reality, we have a very shared experience. And often we question our purpose. And what if our purpose was just to live? Maybe our purpose is that we are meant to be right here, right now. And today, the minister explored the concept of keeping death before us. Now stay with me now, because it urges us to live fully and intentionally, to pursue what truly matters, right? Don't keep pushing it off. Don't say, I'll do that some other day. What can you do to start doing it today? Something I did on my birthday was I sat in reflection at the end of the night and just kind of journaled a little bit. No surprise there. But my focus was about everything I had done or have done in my life thus far. And I got the idea, I don't remember actually who necessarily, but I heard someone talking about like, why are we always creating a bucket list of things we're going to do? Because it often makes us feel like, it feels kind of negative, like we haven't done enough. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to reflect. And I did. I created a very long list. I have lived many lives, and I bet you have too. So if you feel inspired, hit the pause button, take out a notepad, put it in your notes, just start jotting things down. I put the simplest things, right? But when I sat back to look at it, I almost was like, wow, I felt really proud. And in the everyday, we don't always get to experience everything that we have accomplished. And if I were to get down to the nitty-gritty and went through every single day of just getting out of bed, personal hygiene, eating healthy, caring for others, right? That's a daily thing. We do so much. So this awareness can really inspire us to celebrate the present, right? Rather than being weighed down by maybe our past mistakes or even future anxieties. But also so we don't miss out. The author and professor I previously mentioned, Mirbe's idea of wild mercy, that's the name of one of her books, invites us to embrace the messiness of life with love and compassion, about being gentle with ourselves and recognizing that our imperfections are part of our sacred journey. How this mercy allows us to connect deeply with ourselves and others. When we practice presence, we cultivate awareness, right? Both of our own feelings and of those around us. It's this that helps us build resilience. We're using our awareness to navigate life's challenges. And the more we tune into our feelings, we can better understand our reactions, our responses to difficult situations. And when we do this, what happens? Empathy. Empathy is more than just understanding others. It's about connecting with their experiences, with their emotions. Again, going back to humanistic psychology, the psychologists argue that empathy is essential for meaningful relationships and personal growth. But why? And my thought is that when we're fully present, we are better equipped to listen deeply, that active listening, to respond with compassion. You know, that idea of knowing when to speak and when not to. We are allowing others to express themselves and to see themselves without putting ourselves into the equation. And that takes a lot of awareness, a lot of mindfulness to be in that space. And it's that kind of attunement that creates those connections. It's also that kind of attunement that makes really, really good parenting. And as Ms. Starr teaches, when we seek the divine in our everyday experiences, we acknowledge the sacredness of our interactions. It's this perspective that really enhances our relationships, reminding us that even in the ordinary, there is something extraordinary happening. I mean, doesn't that make you fall in love with life? The idea of living solely to connect. That blows my mind. That warms my heart. That is a beautiful why. The minister also spoke about the importance of perception. He said, if you look for the good, you'll find it. Okay, that is a powerful reminder because it really emphasizes that our mindset shapes our experiences. And when we approach life with an open heart, we enhance our connections and create a more fulfilling life. Remember, connection is not just about what we do. It's about how we show up. Because being present, it allows us to engage authentically so that we can foster those deeper bonds with those that we care about or those that we want to care about or those that we want them to know that we care about them. Because it's really in the little things. Just showing up and being present. Do you know how life-altering that is for somebody? Even for yourself? And as we get ready for our somatic practice, this might be a good time to pause the session to allow yourself some water, maybe a breath, or whatever else you need so that you may be comfortable. And when you're ready, return. And as always, feel free to pause this session if you need a moment for whatever reason. Perhaps you'd like to grab your journal and reflect or just take a moment to check in with what you need. Attuning to yourself. I hope that you've attuned to your needs, and welcome back to today's guided somatic practice. This is an awareness practice. I invite you to find a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down. Take a moment to allow yourself to settle in. Adjusting your body as needed so that you feel both comfortable and attentive. And if it feels right to you, gently close your eyes, lower your gaze, or maybe you find a focal spot to rest your eyes upon. Allow yourself to tune into your breathing, inhaling deeply through your nose and gently exhale through your mouth. And focus on the rhythm of your breath, allowing it to flow naturally. Feel each inhale filling your body with the air, and each exhale releasing any tension or stress. Gradually bring your attention to your body. Notice the subtle sensations of being in the posture you're in. Observe how your body feels against the surface you're resting on. The weight, the pressure, the support. As you continue to breathe, simply observe without judgment. It is natural for your mind to wander. And when you notice your thoughts drifting, just gently acknowledge them. And then bring your focus back to your breath and body. Let's begin by noticing our bodies. Just observing and breathing. Gently extend your observation, noticing any other sensations that have appeared. Continue to notice any thoughts or feelings that might arise. Allow yourself to be present in this moment, embracing whatever comes up. As we near the end of our practice, I invite you to take a moment to acknowledge the experience of your awareness that you've cultivated. Just notice if there are any shifts in how you feel, physically or emotionally. And when you're ready, slowly bring your awareness back to the space around you. Wiggling your fingers, your toes, stretching gently if that feels good, deepening your breath, just tuning into what you might need as you reactivate yourself. And when you feel ready, gently open your eyes or lift your gaze and be here now. As we wrap up today's session, let's really reflect on the sacredness of our journeys and the power of presence, recognizing how our interconnectedness helps us to cultivate empathy and compassion for ourselves and others. I encourage you to take time this week to embrace presence in your daily life. Perhaps you look for the divine in your experiences and celebrate the connections that you have. Remember, as we navigate the complexities of life with wild mercy and a little self-compassion, can allow us to honor this life, this lived experience, imperfections and all. Thank you for joining me today. I hope this session inspires you to explore the richness of each and every moment and to really deepen your connections. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss a session here at the Sanctuary. I invite you to share this with a friend. Maybe they need some inspiration or that reminder. Until next time, may you find peace and connection in every moment. And hey, embrace each breath and remember, our bodies have this innate wisdom, the beautiful ability to heal itself. And we heal best in community. Love and light. Peace, y'all. While this podcast may feel like a therapeutic conversation, it is important to note that it is not a substitute for professional therapy or mental health. The information shared here is intended solely for educational purposes and should not be used as a replacement for personalized mental health care. Although I am a therapist, I'm not acting as your therapist in this setting. If you are in need of support, please reach out to a qualified mental health professional.